Not sure if we're going to get baited or if it is going to be locked in, but yeah, Veigar are going to be coming out. I think it's actually a really cool pick.
Normally think Impact would excel on, and he has to blind pick it into Castle, which makes it a little more difficult. But overall, I love the new picks that we're seeing here in Game 4 Fearless.
Yep, Zehen will be coming through, as you said. I feel like it kind of plays somewhat similar to Aatrox, which obviously Impact has played a lot of. And he is someone who can bring out a lot of these different picks, but the Jax slammed down by Castle. Castle did really well, I think, on the Nasus last game. I know the fan vote heavily favored him for player of the game.
To play as aggressively as they want early on in the game, not worry about any cheese. And Castle just, doing a solid for his jungler early on in the game, but they hit level 2.
Oh, yeah, so Jed didn't want to flash it, but then he fused Cleanse and Flash. They were losing the level 2 rush, and that is pretty punishing. So Jed could have maybe just retreated a little bit earlier. They clearly thought they could contest for level 2, but then Huhi just knows his limits, pushes forward. Castle having a nice trade there. And now Sajed in some trouble again, but Huhi taking a ton of damage. Huhi might just die. Lion's going to try to flash forward and finish him off. One more auto won't do it because of the early potion pop. He can't finish him off. That was close, though. And now the sustain is going to start really mattering here for DSG. We'll see if they can stabilize and get ahead.
Yeah, so Huhi just takes so much damage by going in there, but pops the early biscuit and health potion, has them both running.
Well, we got to go back to live as Call Me looking like he is probably dead to rights. Nice flash, though, and now the charm connects. Kryra arrives here. Can they get something more? Darkwing's being put low, but Huhi there to body block. In comes Hanbok, and now it's Kryra's turn to try to body block as he has the passive ready. So much ado about nothing. No one will go down, but Sentinels trying to continue their push forward. They want to be able to fight for this scuttle as Kryra quickly clears out the ward.
I mean, Kryra really wants to double crab. He still has smite, but the inside track is there from Impact.
And it's here first. I mean, this is really risky, but they do have the Ahri coming in. They're going to fight for this. It's grabbed there by Hanbok. Castle, is he going to go over the wall? Lands the stun onto Impact, and Impact flash the wall. He does. Hanbok will get pushed out. Kryra not going to be able to get anything more. At least they get the summoner off of Impact.
I mean, Kryra still hasn't based, neither has Hanbok. Huhi stuck around. They can potentially punish this with the Leona.
Going to be able to land the stun, and now comes Darkwings, and Kryra has no passive. Kryra might just be dead. Even if you flash, I don't think you're getting out of this one. That's first blood going to Hanbok again. Even with that great start that they had, Kryra feels like kind of got a bit too aggressive, gets punished pretty heavily.
We got Saturday, Sunday this week, and then the last 2 weeks are Friday, Saturday, Sunday to conclude these playoffs.
Oh, he's going to get caged in. Hanbok is here. There's the Q. Can he get out? It doesn't look like it. Great CC chain from Hanbok and Darkwings. I would also say, I can understand Golden Glue feeling like, hey, we have to really win this, as Call Me might be in some trouble, but...
Doesn't have ult yet.
Oh, he gets stunned by the cage. Yeah. Flashes, ults. Wow. Didn't want to use the flash or the ult early. Ends up having to use both, but...
To just a lost chapter, but Kryra's looking in River like he wants to make something happen.
Yeah, Darkwing's pop that goes very early, so wants to threaten with the cage here, but Call Me is behind him. Castle fighting on the top side against Impact. Call Me goes in, the charm does not connect, and now the CC is coming in. He gets burst down in a hurry. Double bubble comes out from Lions as Sajed is pushing forward. Sajed gonna balk over the wall, gets that kill. Hanbok in some trouble. Rahel has arrived. Can they make it happen? They're trying to focus down Hanbok, but they don't have the damage. It looks like Hanbok still alive. It's a double for Rahel. Kryra ults, flashes out to safety, but Sentinels are up 5-1.
Maybe DSG thinks now that that's happened, we're ahead of the MF, we can probably win the fight, but they lose the turnaround.
Castle about to get solo killed. That is an Ignite ticking, not a solo kill, excuse me, as Huhi was there and does grab the kill.
Seems like it's probably too tough to defend.
Nice timing on the bubble there, does catch Huhi, but it means he doesn't bounce back, and he's going to lock down Kryra. Kryra, great timing on the W, though. Absorbs so much of that MF damage. Helps to keep him alive, but Mundo with no ulti is kind of useless. Impact trying to stack up the Cultivation of War, does use his ult. Castle still has his. Maybe that's the edge that lets them fight.
I think it's actually the edge that lets Ahri get some plates. So overall, that would be good. They're going to give up the Drake, but at least they're trading it for something on the other side. Call Me getting some plates. Castle actually is spotted by Darkwings. Might end up falling here.
Ooh, good counter-strike. Block the flash Q from Huhi. The stun does not land, and Darkwings can't finish him off. So, yeah, they do lose the Dragon. They get some plates on the top side. Lions on the Nami obviously don't have that same ability. Sajed gonna get Q flash. Whoa. Beautiful combo coming through. Can they finish him off? Not just yet. Kryra is there as well. The cage gonna come out defensively, does keep Hanbok safe, and now Kryra gonna get locked down. Kryra does have the ulti, but it's gonna be too late. Can't even get it off. Sentinels grabbing another kill there on the turnaround.
And it's 20 minutes where they can just turn immediately on to Baron, so they might make quick work of this game. Already up 5,000, will turn to about 6.6 if they get this. Death timers are relatively short, though.
Yeah, Calmy in the area, Lions here. They know they have to try something. Calmy's going to go in, does land the charm, but it's just on impact. And he has to flash right back out. Castle going in, 4-man counter-strike. Can he make something happen? The bubble comes through. Rahel is going to be shut down there by the Ahri. Calmy on the run here, trying to get away. Charm going to be sidestep. Hombach is coming in behind him. He's going to go for the TP out. Can he get there? That was so close. Looks like he survives unless he burns down to the red buff, but he's going to get out. Nicely played there by Calmy. Yeah, and they've lost control of the mid wave, so DSG has to now wait. They got to be careful. They're too far forward. Yep. And now comes Hombach going in on the engage, a bullet time over the top, and he's surely going to fall. Lives for a while. Castle trying to turn around. Sajed trying to get involved, but he's going to be exhausted, and he's got to run for it. Castle's going to get knocked down as Hombach goes on a rampage. Sentinels crush the fight. DSG were way overextended. Your Corki's on the mid wave, and they didn't back up. That goes the other way as well, and now it is going to be Impact knocking down a tower here. 5.7K, the gold lead. DSG does have some scaling, but they have been stalled quite a lot here. Impact potentially going to get run down, trying to turn around, maybe look to stack this up. He's going to go for a TP play himself, but this one is not going to work. Means the death cap is going to be pretty delayed. Hombach going to be looking for a pick, and there is Calmy. Now you see him, now you don't. He is knocked down in the hurry. Castle, though, trying to come in on the flank, tries to get in onto Hombach. Hombach interrupts the leap strike. Castle incredibly low, but still alive for now. Sajed going to flash forward, but he can't find the rocket under Rahel. Impact finds the grim return onto Sajed, and it is everyone from DSG falling. They are going down like fish in a barrel. Darkwings gets a double. Kryra is running away. DSG try to look for a play after their mid laner gets picked, but they just can't make it happen. Feels like it's about time to start thinking about Game 5.
Absolutely, that's likely what Ido is thinking about in the back. How is he going to prep Game 5 draft in this Fearless? Because Calmy is half dead again already. One big RW.
Yeah, but he got put down to about 20-30% before the heal from the Nami came through. And that wasn't even a Veigar R or anything like that. Was the activation of the Actualizer. But is looking for that death cap now. Now the TP going to come out here from Castle. Can he find an angle? He's spotted already. Lion's going to try to look for the engage with the Nami wave. Doesn't really find anything. He's going to get in onto Rahel. Can they knock him down? Great McHale's, but it doesn't matter as Calmy's going to be able to get the first kill on the other side, though. Sajed falls. Calmy's trying to run here from Impact. Darkwings, Impact, as well as Hombach looking for the fight. Hombach is low, but still has the GA, and now the Cultivation of War is stacked up. Impact is going to be fearless, has that revive ready. Won't need it, though. Going to be able to push in, grab another inhibitor here. Sentinels might be the team that would struggle more in a late game Fearless situation, but they have been looking good. Castle tries to sidestep the Zenith blade, but going to have to pop the stasis as that ulti comes through. Lions going to let the ulti rip here as he is a bit nervous from the engage coming through. But now you have been triple inhibbed, and the walls are closing in. We'll see if DSG can find a fight to delay the game a little bit. There's the cage coming through. Calmy going to look, does find the charm, but it is just onto Hui. Bubble's there to follow, but really, who cares? That's just the Leona you've landed your damage on, and Castle now getting chunked down there by Impact. The minions coming in, they're going to go for it. Here is the bullet time across multiple members. Castle's in the back line, but Rahel has the barrier. It's a double kill already for the Veigar. How much more can they get?
Oh, let's get a penta.
Flashing back. It's a triple for the Veigar. The bot lane's in the base. Darkwings is not going to get a penta, but he is going to help to send us to Game 5 with an 8-0-8 Veigar game.
This series is absolutely delivering. The teams are neck and neck. In week 1, it was a 2-1 series, and now we are again going the distance. My player of the game has got to be that Dark Winds Veigar, but we'll see what the lounge decides.
He's been smurfing. It's the first silver scrapes of the year from the first best of 5 of the LCS lock-in.